She has the potential right now to become one of the S tier legends.
But you say
I believe,
potential.
which is my hot take.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Guest House. I'm Chrissy Costanza, and today we have Raynday in the Guest House virtually, and we're going to be talking some Apex Legends, which I know you are clearly an expert at.
I'm excited. I'm hyped. This is going to be good. We're going to get a tier list in, going to play a little bit. So this is going to be a good day. I'm glad to be here, Chris.
So the first thing we're going to do, like you just mentioned, is the tier listing,
Let's do it.
which I'm going to mostly defer to you on because you're going to be teaching me a lot about Apex today and in the weeks to come. Do you have an all-time favorite that like kind of has a special place in your heart, though? Like maybe the first legend you ever played or the first one you really like found your stride in?
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I think that's got to go to my girl, AJ Che, which, you know, my Apex Legends fans know that is the name of Lifeline. But, yeah, Lifeline, she's an OG. She got a lot of changes in some seasons past, and it's kind of helped her stay competitive.
Yeah.
But she's very different from if you play, like, Season 1 or Season 2.
So, speaking of Lifeline, where are we putting her in the tier listing then?
Lifeline's perfect, actually, because I think she's going to set the tone for this tier list, and anyone watching at home trying to understand it. Lifeline's a great example of a character who's above average individually, but not quite in the competitive meta right now. It doesn't really break the top 5, but is definitely not in the bottom 4 or 5. So she's right in that middle spot. So I'm going to give her, let's say Lifeline's a B.
I like that.
Because, you know, at the end of the day, there are some good legends out there, maybe some a little better than her that still might not be in competitive, but she's a solid B. You can't go wrong with Lifeline, Chrissy. She's got obviously great healing. She's got great team support. And she's a small hitbox legend, which actually matters in Apex. Hitboxes are not the same for each character. So she's harder to hit, and it makes it a little easier to duck and dive and, you know, win gunfights. Loba. Okay, now Loba Andrade. Loba, she's got to be one of the most unique releases that happened. She has great, fun-looking skills. She has an item that her ultimate allows you to create a black market anywhere. The problem is competitively, that's never really played into the meta, and even though she got a buff this last season, she ended up being able to give you unlimited ammo, essentially. You can take all the ammo. You used to only be like 2 stacks, and that was your 2, but she still hasn't found her rhythm. The teleport's good. She's a great individual character, but I actually think she's worse than Lifeline. So for me, Loba's going to rank as a C. She's definitely like a character I love, but I can't say that she gives the same level of, you know, success as Lifeline. A lot of people are going to be mad at that. Maybe they think she's a B, but I got to put Loba down.
She's more fun than competitive. All right, next we have Wraith. Where's Wraith going?
All right. We got a member of the top 5, the elites right here. This is the total package. Wraith has something that in any game, if you ever play it competitively, you want, which is invulnerability. There's nothing better than being able to take no damage, which she's the only character in the game who has an ability that can do that, which makes her crucial to teams and especially in individual fights, one-on-ones, Chrissy, like she is probably the best. She's got low hitbox. The best players all play Wraith. So Wraith has always been the sign of that TTV sweat coming at you. Final zones competitively, you have to have a Wraith on your team because when things are going crazy, you got to get from one spot to the next. The ring screws you, and really Wraith is the only one who could do it while keeping your entire team safe.
Okay, what about Gibraltar?
Now, Gibby, where do you've seen Gibraltar, right? What in your mind do you think Gibraltar is?
Shield seems OP, but you're saying that he's bigger, so it means he has a bigger hitbox, so he's easier to hit.
He actually started out as an F-tier character, which is really interesting for Gibraltar. He used to be one of the worst characters ever because of his hitbox. But instead of making everyone's hitbox the same, they kept his the same. They kept his big, and they gave him 15% damage reduction whenever you shoot at him. He went all the way from that F to the C to the A to S tier. He offers you a dome of protection, which means that anytime something goes bad, you have that kind of instant, okay, let's get our plan together, let's heal, we're in the crossfire, we're moving in, a lot of teams are already in the ring, we're getting shot at, throw the dome down, 15 seconds to figure it out. He has a defensive bombardment, which is basically calls down like an artillery barrage in a circle. He's actually causing all these bombs to drop, and that's why you need his shield to protect your team from his own bombs. So everyone by picking Gibraltar is actually making Gibraltar viable. So he's actually one of the go-to characters right now.
Let's go Gibraltar. Way to work it up there. Way to glow up, buddy. I love that for you.
You did glow.
What about Watson? Next we got Watson.
Used to not be able to have a team with Watson, and now
Right.
she's rarely included in competitive. I think it's just because we've changed a lot of her kit, or the devs have over the course of time. She's probably right now a B-level legend.
Okay.
She's really good in competitions, but she's not a go-to, and unfortunately, she has fallen into the low. Okay, wait. Let's give her an A. Let's give Watson an A. Let's give her an
Whoa,
A
okay,
because
she's
she is a
moving
little
up.
better than Lifeline. She's played her first A, and she's played at least like once or twice by a couple teams.
Gotcha.
But yeah, most of the time it's like once or twice.
All right, so we're waiting on Horizon, so let's go to Caustic.
Caustic. Ugh. Okay, so I don't like Caustic. I'm not a big fan of Caustic personally. I know some people may not like that. I'm not a fan. I don't like slow, boring characters that, you know, have gas basically as their main thing. Plus, he's a little like negative. He's like a mad scientist. So I'm not really like, you know, he's angry at
Bad
everything,
vibes,
and that's
bad
not really
energy.
my vibe. But Caustic legitimately is right where Watson is at about an A. In fact, if we look at Caustic, because he's not S and he is more viable than Watson, Watson realistically should probably move back down to a B, because Caustic is clearly not S and clearly not worse or tied with Watson. He is a little bit better. So now we got a real more clarity. The reason is Caustic used to actually be one of the top tier legends over the past 6 months, but over the last 3 months, it's actually waned off. You can't escape the gas. There's no way to get around it. It does health damage as well, so not shield stuff. So you're like, you could have full shield, like 1 health, and then all of a sudden you're dead.
Yeah, that's.
So he's a very powerful late game character, but you got to get
I
there.
appreciate that you put aside your personal feelings and still gave him the A. I love
Yes.
that. I love that for you. All right, let's look at Bangalore.
Bangalore, to me, lives right around the Loba area in a C.
Okay.
She throws smoke grenades. She's got a worse ultimate than Gibraltar, which is basically a delayed version of his ultimate, which rains down storms. But her passive is really what makes Bangalore so good. And when there weren't as many legends, she was absolutely probably, besides Wraith, the go-to individual 1v1 legend. You don't even have to hit her.
That's
You
it.
just shoot at her, and she actually starts moving very quickly. So she's really mobile, hard to track, but a very individual legend. And unless you have a pro Bangalore like Shiv FPS, giving him a shout out, really, she's not going to provide a lot of value for the team.
God, I like how there was a little bit of a mini roller coaster there. You come in Bangalore, so fun, but yeah, get down there, stay down. All right,
Yeah.
Bloodhound.
Now, Bloodhound, another member really of our top 5. Bloodhound is just an incredible legend. There was a team called Complexity. Instead of playing the 8th Gibraltar or you know, Watson kind of thing or whatever it ended up being that was slow, which everyone played, they're like, let's just play us. Let's all pick aggressive legends. So they started picking Bloodhound to scan enemies, to run faster in the ultimate. After they did that and had success, I mean, they were getting so many kills.
Yeah.
They were throwing the lobby, you know, out of whack. They buffed Bloodhound. And then they buffed Bloodhound again, 2 successive patches in a row.
Whoa.
And Bloodhound has now just become such a fun legend. You know, run fast and you shoot things. You know,
Love that.
good time.
Good for Bloodhound. All right,
Yeah, good time.
Pathfinder.
You could say that Pathfinder, he's actually above Caustic. Let's put him in that middle ground, Chrissy,
Just
because
float in between.
he's not is
Should we
statistically
knock everyone
probably.
down a tier? That's like, should we
Let's knock people
should
down
we
a tier.
go
Let's
like
do it. No, well, Wraith it. Yes.
C, like
Okay.
C
Yeah,
becomes
let's do
D,
that. I like
B
it.
becomes, because like this
I
is
like
kind of
it.
relative, right?
Pathfinder to me just has lost a little bit of his step. The reason is Bloodhound's mobility is kind of and information has kind of taken the place of where Pathfinder would fit in
Got
a lot
it.
of these teams. But the grapple is still one of the best movement tools in Apex Legends. Pathfinder still brings that unique ability in this game outside of Octane, who's actually missing on this list. I forgot. And to get to high ground from low ground. And that in final circle fights still makes him very viable. Because of the nerf to his grapple, I think he just isn't S tier anymore because some people don't like the punished feeling they get when grappling too far.
And then, last but not least, because this one is you wanted to wait for this one. Let's talk about Horizon.
You know, there's so many. Aren't there more? I'm looking at this thing. I'm saying we were definitely missing Octane. I know. I
It
feel
might-
like we're missing a couple more
I
legends.
think we're just doing 10. We just like
Okay, we're just doing
just threw
10. This
10
is the
in
top
there.
10.
Yeah, just threw 10.
My brother Octane has got like, what's going on? You know, Loba's getting the shine. I've been here longer than her.
Yeah.
We'll say that for another tier list. How about that? But Horizon, the reason I wanted to wait for Horizon is because Horizon's the newest legend. And in my eyes, Horizon has the potential right now to become one of the S tier legends.
But you say
I believe,
potential.
although
that means she's not.
yes, Chrissy. She's not right now. People have not been playing Horizon, which is my hot take of the video. Just the fact that people are ignoring the movement potential that her Q has, her ability to have that gravitational lift and get really higher almost in any legend. She brings high ground, which has been severely missing for teams, considering Pathfinder's really not in that main meta anymore, and they're switching to things like Bloodhound and Gibraltar. But also, I don't think we've seen enough of the combo of her gravity surge. She's got that, Zarya Overwatch ability that you shoot, that ball that sucks, gravity in and pulls everyone to it. There's a lot of combo potential there, and I just don't think people are used to using it at a high level, and that's why we're seeing this backtrack. But now I think there's been enough of a break. People have started to mess with it. I've been looking at scrims. I see some Horizons. I think she could start taking over the game. Could be a new Caustic, Gibraltar, Bloodhound kind of meta influx there to change
So
things.
where is she landing? Is it A or is it B?
S. Oh, I said that at the beginning. I think she is S.
You think she
I'm
is
going to put
S?
her at
Okay,
S.
I thought you said she has the potential
Yes. I don't
to
think people
become S.
Exactly.
Got it.
And I think all these other ones, for clarity, are what's currently being played competitively,
Yeah.
and Horizon hasn't been played competitively yet, and I think it's just been too early.
Got it. And then the last thing before we go, Fuse. Where do you think he's going to fit in?
Fuse, to me, Fuse is an interesting guy. We don't quite know his kit yet. It's coming out soon. It's exciting news for Apex Legends fans in Season 8, but I really do believe Fuse is going to be probably around a B to an A tier legend. It's really tough to jump out the gate S tier, but I'm excited to see it. Hopefully, we'll play and we'll find out.
All right, that is all for our tier listing right now. Let us know in the comments down below whether or not you agree with Raynday's tier listing. Is Caustic B? Is Horizon S? Maybe you have to try him out to play a little bit more. We'll see you guys next time.